you think about Canelo moving up to cruiserweight and fighting at that weight class?
Я понял, что он типа перешел в полтора и что... Он красавчик. A pretty boy.
It's good for him.
Right, right. Do you think that's a legit fight, or do you think that, you know, that's he sees him as food and he's going up there to get another belt in another weight class? A lot of fight fans don't think it's legit.
Ну, конечно, он специально выбрал, чтобы забрать еще не
Of course, he chose to get fifth weight class. You know, of course.
What does it mean? I know you're up at heavyweight right now, but if Canelo decides to stay at cruiserweight, would you ever consider going back down to fight him? Or
Great
is that
question.
Я понял. Если он хочет побоксировать со мной в крузерах, да, я смогу спуститься туда, но при том условии, что у меня пояса останутся в heavyweight, потому что я обратно туда пойду.
Yeah, I can do it. I can fight in cruiserweight, but with only one thing is I keep my belts in heavyweight, and then I go back cruiserweight. I fight him, then I come back to heavyweight because I want to stay at heavyweight.
Do you think it'll be a difficult fight? I know Canelo's a really skilled fighter, but you know he's pretty small. Do you consider that a difficult fight or not so much?
Я думаю, что он выиграет этот поединок.
You asking him about fighting Canelo, or just in general, or his fight now?
No, him fighting Canelo.
Oh,
I wanted to know if he would. Like, dude.
Мне придется выиграть его, я
I will have to beat him.
What's good, family? Smash the like button, subscribe, and lick off the bell. Wow. So we just heard there from your man's Alexander Usyk. Damn. Wow, this was peak. You might know me. Canelo Alvarez is my favourite fighter at the moment. But this right here was madness. I hope Alvarez sees this, yeah? I hope Alvarez sees the level of disrespect here. Now, I've heard a few people saying, oh, YB, Usyk wasn't saying that he wasn't saying that Alvarez is sweet. No, it's just a language communication breakdown. Listen, let me tell you, man, something right now. Yeah, when he's talking with his friend, yeah, for example, I've seen his friend tries to play it off as if he's saying, oh, yeah, good for him and whatever else. Nah, that's not what it was. Because you can tell by what happened before it. Before Usyk says pretty boy, what happens? He says something to his friend and then he bursts out laughing. Yeah? There was nothing funny about that. The only way Usyk could be finding something funny is if he think there's something sweet. The man says, what do you think about Canelo coming to cruiserweight? And he bursts out laughing and says pretty. Yeah, he's sweet, he's pretty looking. Damn, it's bad right now. Yeah, it's bad. And I can't even blame Usyk. Do you know why I can't? Because guess what? He's thinking in his mind. Now, I'm not saying that Anthony Johnston. Oh, clearly Anthony Johnston, a.k.a. Anthony Joshua, is of Alvarez's cloth. But let's call a spade here. To some extent, yeah, there was a time Alvarez and Johnston were considered to be in a similar realm in terms of heavy hitting, yeah, bangers. So Usyk's thinking to himself, wait there a minute, I've heard all the hype before, and I'm not being funny, but Alvarez is a 168 pounder. I've gone in there with a guy who's 240 pounds who was supposed to be scary, and he turned out to be super sweet. Usyk's basically saying, listen people, I've heard it all before about these big scary dudes. I've actually been in there with a dude who's actually big as well. 50, 60 pounds heavier than Alvarez. And I made a big old bitch out of Johnston. And that's what I spoke to one of my Ukrainian friends, and he told me that essentially Usyk was saying to his friend that imagine the kind of bitch I would make out of Alvarez given how I treated big bodybuilder Johnston. That's what he was saying in so many words. Yeah? He was laughing at the idea of it. Imagine the things I'd do to Alvarez given the fact that big 240 pound bodybuilder Johnston was on the ropes and I wasn't even trying. That's what they're giggling at. He's giggling, he can't believe his luck. He's thinking, wait there a minute, I just pushed Anthony Johnston's wig back for $10 million. I've just gone up weight divisions and pushed the best guy at that division's weight, or the alleged best guy in the division's wig back. And now I'm hearing about another $20 million payday with Alvarez. And he's half the size. Damn. Yeah? Boxing is super sweet for me right now. That's what Usyk was saying. He can't believe, that's what he was giggling with his friend. He can't believe how sweet the sport of boxing is in 2021. And bear in mind as well, people, Usyk wasn't a big puncher. He wasn't a big money maker at cruiserweight. So he can't believe his luck here. He's thinking, damn, I weren't making no money. I weren't beating no one up at cruiserweight. But all of a sudden, now I'm at heavyweight, I've got 168 pounders want to have a go, and big bodybuilders, Anthony Johnston on the ropes, and he can't believe, like I said, he can't believe his luck. He's laughing right now. Bottom line, and I hope that we know that Alvarez and Usyk have been kind of linked together. I really do hope, and I'm telling you now for a fact, my money will go on Alvarez. I don't care what no one says. I'm happy to lose, because at least I know Alvarez, he's going to go in there and try and win. Yeah? If he doesn't win, so be it. Yeah? I'll be happy to lose money that night betting on Alvarez versus Usyk, because I'm telling you now, Alvarez is too strong. He's going to go in there and Usyk going to fall apart. That's what I believe. Especially, and to be honest, anyway, I really don't rate Usyk. I don't know, something about him, I don't rate him. I can't like it. However, I like his attitude. That's one thing. I may not like his fighting style, but I rate his attitude. Because fighting style or no fighting style, Usyk's attitude is A1. He went in there against all odds, essentially. The smaller man, new at heavyweight, and he went in there and had a cast iron mindset. He popped Johnston in the mouth. Anthony Johnston is a weak-minded bodybuilder. That's what we found out for sure back in September. I know Anthony Johnston fans are going to be big mad hearing that, but that's the facts. And if you've been following my channel, I told you this is where it was going. But you didn't want to listen. Oh, nah. It's IQ, YB. You don't appreciate the IQ. Oops. Yeah? IQ ended up having you on the ropes, clinging on for dear life. But like I was saying, I rate Usyk because not only was he able to get in the mental, not only was he able to get in that mindset of being fearless, even against the odds, even now, he talking that talk. He's saying he can barely speak English, but he knows enough to say that Alvarez is sweet to me. He pretty looking. I don't care. Listen, I don't care what no one says. You man can say that, it's a language barrier. I don't care. Listen, every man knows you don't say another man pretty. Yeah, that's what. I just don't care at this point. You man can lie to yourselves. No. He didn't know what he was saying. He know what he's saying. Especially when you consider the fact he burst out laughing with his friend. Yeah, they was laughing and taking the Michael essentially. I wouldn't be surprised if he said something like half pint, because Alvarez is small to be fair, isn't he? So it would make sense for someone 6'4" to say, "Oh, imagine that half pint trying it with me." And I hope that Alvarez sees it as well, because I'd love Alvarez to go in there with a proper rock hard on. Yeah, I want Alvarez to go in there with Usyk with a proper hard on for him, proper hard on, all the way on, not like Johnston. Listen, Johnston's a floppy looking ass. God knows when. You know what? I'd love to speak to, and to be honest, listen, it's a bit of a mystery. Why don't we ever hear about any women that Johnston's been with? But anyway, I was about to say, I want to speak to some of Anthony Johnston's recent girlfriends. Now, there is a good chance, bearing in mind we haven't heard of none, he may be going down to Kelly Maloney, as I said the other day. But listen, the point is, people, I want to speak to Anthony Johnston's recent girlfriends, because if I was to bet, he ain't been hard in years. He a floppy looking ass. He ain't got no hardness in him. Yeah? But you best believe, when Alvarez sees this, when Alvarez hears so Usyk talking about how he pretty looking, yeah, and he's sweet, Alvarez gonna have a proper hard on for him, and that's how it should be. By the way, people, don't get it confused. You should have a hard on for your opponent. If you don't, what are you going in there for? So like me and Tyrone, I've already told you before, I've got a massive lob on for Tyrone. 100%. There's no disputing that. You can call it what you want. Oh, it's a bit suspect and pause. There ain't no pause. Yeah, I'm hard for Tyrone 24/7. There ain't no doubt about that. Yeah, don't ever get that twisted. I am hard for Tyrone. It's about the only thing I'm hard for right now. But anyway, listen. This fight for me would be the fight of the century as well, and it would be the biggest for me. And to be honest, anyone who's realistic, if Alvarez really does go up to heavyweight to fight Usyk, and part of me, well, I actually want, if it is the case, yeah, that Alvarez is planning to go to heavyweight to fight Usyk for the belts, I actually hope Johnston loses, because I want to see that fight. I really do. And that'll be, for me, the fight of the century. And if Alvarez is to win that fight, which I believe he would, then that would be the biggest sporting feat. Certainly the biggest boxing feat ever achieved. Simple as that. No other fighter's ever been able to do that before. Especially given Usyk, by that point, would have beaten Johnston twice, if that makes sense. So Usyk wouldn't have been no random heavyweight champion. And the fact we're even talking about this, it just shows that Alvarez really is a throwback fighter. There's no disputing that. And it's a shame that there aren't more fighters like him. And the reason I say he's a throwback fighter is that the throwback fighters of old, you think about Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, even when they were already rich, they still were able to replicate that snare. In comparison, look at Anthony Johnston. He ain't got no snare in him. And people actually say, well, you know, he's rich now, and oh, YB, you're not meant to. I remember for the last 2 years when I've been criticising Johnson's fighting style, I remember people telling me, YB, you've got to change. You've got to change your style if you want longevity in this sport. You got to do, oh, YB, this, that, the, oh, YB, it's not good to take hits, and this, that, the other. Implying that that's not the aim of the game. The aim of the game, or part of the game, is getting hit. You have to accept that. And the more actually I study Alvarez, I've actually learned quite a lot from him, for myself. Yeah, watch Alvarez fight. He gets hit, you know. Yeah, he don't get hit loads, but he gets hit. And you don't see him quiver away from it. This is part of the game, people. And if you think, yeah, you can go into a boxing ring and not get hit, then you need to sign up to Anthony Johnston's camp, because that's what they think. They think there's a way you can go in there and not get hit. Never. There ain't no way. You have to accept every fight. You have to accept you're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit hard. That comes without saying. Now you can prepare all you want to slip and slide and step out or whatever, but accept you're going to get hit. You have to become comfortable there. You have to find enjoyment there. If you can't do it, retire. And that's something that I've noticed Alvarez does to a great extent. He accepts, I'm coming forward and I'm going to get hit with some shots at some point. However, where I believe Alvarez finds solace is the fact that he doubles down on himself. He says, you know what, yes, tonight I'm going to get hit, but guess what? When I get hit, I'm going to be hitting back. Whenever my opponent is able to hit me, I know it's only a matter of time until I hit them with something twice as hard. And that's what someone like Anthony Johnston should be saying. Instead, people in his camp, all of the goofies, AJ superfans, have told him, nah, you don't need to get hit. Nah, you don't have to get hit. There's a better way. You can run around with this special strategy from the 70s with Fernando Alonso and Jobber Clayton. That's what they've told him. Yeah? No doubt. So anyway, this fight, I want to see it, and you best believe Alvarez he's got too much composure. He'll go in there, and I can see him walking Usyk down. I really can. I can just see it. And it's going to be, I'm super interested to see how this cruiserweight fight goes, because you best believe, people, if Alvarez is able to walk through Makabu, I see him walking through Usyk as well. That's just what it is, people. And I really hope for this fight he's able to get some juice in. I really do, because I think he should be able to. I think if you're going from 168 to heavyweight, you should be allowed to juice. That's my opinion. So I hope he's paid someone off. I hope some of them cartel dons have touched some people in the organisation or whatever. Because you've earned the right to do that, in my opinion. And I don't care what no one says. And I hate to say it, but it's unfortunate that we have to be in a situation where it takes someone from 168 to go and handle the business at heavyweight. Because that shouldn't be possible. It really shouldn't. But the fact it is number one, a testament to Alvarez, but number two, it's an indictment on the state of heavyweight boxing. No doubt.